What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Party Wagon Podcast, episode number 637. That's right. You missed a lot of episodes, so you better go back, watch them all. The thumbnails probably are wrong, but go back and watch them. Today, we've got the normal people. We got Stevenardo was what I almost called you because I saw Leonardo Leeds, and I was like, that's Stevenardo over here. We got Cody at Too Much New Toys, not Too Much Toy News. Remember that. We've got Carlos, last legal name, that's me. And then we've got the TMNT collector, who is awkwardly out of frame. There he is. That's Dave. That's my homie Dave. Dave's got he is the TMNT collector. I'm a TMNT collector, not the TMNT collector. Nice. So I am I'm somewhat part of it. So the reason we brought Dave on today is because Steven asked if we can bring Dave on today and then asked me to be here. So here we are. Guys, Cody, Steven, Carlos, is this your first time even talking to Dave?
Yes. I've talked to Dave.
Yeah.
The first time on camera, I think.
Yeah, I talked to him over Messenger on Facebook, but first time on video. So yeah. Hey,
Dave is pretty cool. Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Forewarning to the community, Dave is Canadian, so he will have long O's.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So Dave, we brought him on specifically because if you didn't hear, you're hearing it for the first time now. Dave is the Guinness Book of World Records holder for the largest official TMNT collection.
Nice.
And that's way bigger of a deal than I think most people can grasp. The amount of work that I know went into it that I want Dave to kind of go over. Not in full detail, but I want Dave to give the hint of like, this isn't something where you just be like, yo, Guinness, I got a big collection. Here's a photo of it. This was a lot of work that I thankfully bailed on. But I helped out a little bit. But we'll just kind of go into it. Since Dave and I know each other and we talk fucking daily. Sorry, I'm gonna try to keep my swearing down for the kids, as people have pointed out. Dave and I talk daily. I've slept on the official turtle couch. Right over there, yeah. Dave slept in this room. Dave and I have known each other for a while, so I want to try to give opportunities to Carlos, Cody, and Steven to maybe ask questions. Pick his brain a little bit if you have any, and hopefully the community finds it super fun. So I mean, to really start it off, Dave, we were just kind of leading off of how long did it take you to get this collection, we'll say, submitted after you've talked to Guinness?
We applied in June 2024. The process altogether, including the 6-month wait to even get approved to set the record, was about a year and a half from applying, approval, receiving the guidelines, finding my expert witnesses, having them approved by Guinness, the actual count, putting all the evidence together, and then the wait. It was from June 2024 till September 10th, 2025.
Yeah, it's insane.
Damn.
How many hours of footage did you have? Did you guys have to record?
12 and a half hours. It took 5 of us 12 and a half hours to count what was left of the collection after we pulled out all of the doubles, all of the customs, anything homemade, any movie props, any comics that weren't cover A, any hero turtle or like area specific stuff like the Australian soda cans and Mexican McDonald's toys, officially licensed, but not available worldwide commercially. Yeah. Officially licensed, commercially available worldwide. Those are the products that count.
Yeah. So what people don't actually know is that Dave's record is 2196, right?
2195.
195. And you have more than that. You actually have a lot more in your collection than that. You are over 3,000.
Over 5,000.
Over 5. Jesus, I was way off.
When we counted in June 2024, I had 4,900 pieces.
Yeah. So Dave has pieces Dave has like the largest collection and now the largest official collection. So the reason I bring that up is because a lot of us know a lot of community members that have a lot of stuff. And I think everybody here is well aware of Michelle. Michelle Ivy is one of, if not the biggest like turtle fan throughout the years. And we know that she has a huge collection, but she has a lot of like movie props and like specialty items, which are absolutely incredible. I mean, I have a lot of that stuff too, not movie props, but collection. And so does Dave. But what people don't realize is Dave had to have official products. So licensed, worldwide, globally, released for people. And then like one of the things that's funny is like if he had like a NECA 2-pack or the new Playmates, was it the Playmates 6-pack with all the remastered turtles? That's one item. That's not 5. That's one individual item.
Wow.
So
there's
more.
I'm not as NECA crazy as, get them all early McGee over here. Right. But I have a lot of NECA stuff. And when me and Claudio Paola from McFarlane Toys did the initial count, we counted each individual NECA figure because they're loose.
Right.
And then when we got the guidelines and it's as packaged as one item. So, like Casey and Undercover Raph, they're sitting there loose, but I had to put them on a table side by side. I had to lay out all my NECA the way they were packaged and take photos, and each 2-pack or 4-pack counted as one item.
Yeah. So he's got a lot more than the Guinness Book of World Records like technically states.
That's a lot of items.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody to go to the Guinness page. If these guys remember when they upload the video as like a link in our description below. So everybody can watch it. Dave goes through a lot of the collection. One of my favorite thing that you actually, I didn't know you had, Dave. This is one of the coolest things, and hopefully everybody else feels the same way. Those original pitch scripts that Townsend gave you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you had those. I must have like missed them, or you got them after the last time I was there. Those are awesome, dude.
No, I got those from Townsend. He gave them to me when I was in Rhode Island. So you've been here since then. You probably just walked right by them and didn't realize. Maybe you thought, oh, look, Dave just framed some random pieces of paper with words on it.
But yeah, you highlight that in that video, and I think that's absolutely insane. Like those are prized possessions. Like no one else really has those except for the people that probably auditioned. So
yeah,
who knows who kept
them? Yeah, those didn't count either.
Yeah, like those don't count. Like those are real, authentic.
I love that Guinness only counted certain items, but in the promotional stuff, they let me show cooler things than, like this is my Ninja Turtle plastic container from Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? I got to show actual like cool things that I have in the collection, life-size Krang and the heads and stuff. They didn't count, but they're here.
Yeah, because everybody's seen all the rest of the other stuff. Like everybody knows a lot of that authentic, and they know about the figures and stuff like that. But the ability to show off cool things like Bevel's latex products, those are like absolutely insane. Which I have one right there. There's Raph's head. I have the Raphael head. It's a big mask. So super, super cool. So let me pass it off. Let's just make it easy so everybody can talk. I think that's a good way instead of everybody talking over each other. And I'm always the controller, it seems, because that's how I am. Steven, do you have anything pressing that you wanted to ask Dave that like has led up to this, we'll say, interview or this collab?
So how long have you actually been collecting, and whose idea was it to submit to the world record?
I've been collecting since I've been a Ninja Turtle fan since 1988 when they came out. I still have my, original Turtles. I was only 7 at the time. I didn't know about the comic books beforehand. The cartoon came out. I was absolutely hooked, and I lived through Turtle Mania as a kid from, 1989 to 1996 or 7 when the line died out. And then, I started to become a teenager. And then when Laird brought it back with the 2003 series, I was like, ooh, Ninja Turtle toys again. So I started buying stuff up, and then I just haven't stopped since then. So
nice.
But I don't actually buy every single Ninja Turtle thing. I kind of have like a core of characters that I love, and then I buy things that really like get my attention. That unbeknownst to some, I don't just buy every single Ninja Turtle thing. Most of them, but not every single one.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw in your video, like when I was watching the video, like you've got the Super 7 limited edition glow in the dark turtles that are all green. You only have Raph. You didn't get all 4 of them, right?
Do I even have Raph?
You have Raph.
I have so many.
He's in one of your like doorway window things.
Ultimates, yes. I was thinking the reactions. Yes, I only have Raph. Raph is so like turtle. So there's a lot of things that I only get Raph of.
Yeah. So like Dave can get a lot more, is what he's saying. He just does it. And he still has like the biggest collection. And like even if someone else does have theoretically a bigger collection, the amount of time it takes to what you had to go through, I know what you had to go through. I mean, people just don't want to do it. So that's like that's the idea of like being I'm not gonna say a true collector because that's gatekeeping. That's just the wrong way to say it, but that's like the compassion, that's the passion to do it. And it's just really cool because for those who also don't know, Dave is like a celebrity in the Turtles community. He gets paid to go to conventions. Like conventions pay for his travel, they pay him, they bring him to things. Rhode Island, Nickel City, what was it? Where were we? Niagara Falls Comic-Con, you go Motor City. Like people pay to bring Dave out, and Dave brings out some cool ass stuff. Like you brought original scripts with you. I got you showed me the Eastman and Laird Playmates figures a couple weeks ago when we were in Buffalo together.
The prototype from Definitive Toys,
yeah, which like sold me on the things. I was like, God damn it, like I didn't get them. It was like $200, and I'm like, I can't justify that. And then I saw them. I'm like, these are insanely cool. So
they're still available on the backer kit for the
So if you didn't get them, if you were like shit, I didn't have the money at the time, you can. The backer kit's still available through Kickstarter, the Definitive Films video stuff. So like, I mean, they're just awesome. I bought the back cards because I'm like, I at least want the card art. It was like $20 a piece, and I was like, I could do that. But now I'm like, I gotta buy those. They look so good.
They really did a good job. Everyone involved with that and the paint colors, and it's going to be really good. Steven Ardo, to answer your other question, it was June. I can't remember what Comic-Con we were going to do, but Claudio was over here. It was Friday, and we're just sitting on the couch. Claudio Paola. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he works for McFarlane Toys. And he was here.
The nicest guy in the freaking world.
Literally one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. And he was just sitting here and was like, this has got to be one of the biggest Ninja Turtle collections in the world. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's my stuff. When you build it, it's not as impressive when you see it every single day and you've built it and seen it come. To you, it's like, where am I going to put this now? And then you figure it out. But to somebody who doesn't see it all the time, I guess it's quite impressive. So we were sitting here and he was like, this has got to be one of the biggest collections in the world. And I was like, I don't know, man. And Claudio, being like a social media guy, tech guy, like, there's no record. The only Ninja Turtle world records are highest score in Turtles in Time and the most people gathering of people dressed as Ninja Turtles. He's like, there's a Batman collection and a Scooby-Doo collection and a Star Wars collection and this collection and that collection. And I'm like, and there's no Ninja Turtle collection? Ninja Turtles have been around for 40 years, and I was a kid when they came out, right? So I would have assumed somebody who was maybe just coming into adulthood or around then at that time would, have it and it would be there. But it wasn't. So I was like, he's like, we're going to apply. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And for the next couple days, I was all excited and I checked my email every day and nothing happened. And then I completely forgot about it, like even existing in my mind. There was a lot of things going on, lots of Comic-Cons and doing things. And then, January, I don't know, sometime early January in 2025, I just opened my email and there it was. You've been approved to make an official attempt. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. So how do we do this? And I downloaded the 38-page guidelines, had Claudio read through every single bit, like the one who applied for it. So I was like, well, you're the one who brought all of this work. So here you go, buddy. This is your department. And he gave me, like the footnotes of what needed to be done and all of the exclusions and everything like that. And another thing with Guinness is every email you send them is at least like a 2-week wait to get a reply, or at most a 2-week wait to get
faster than NECA's response.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then like you got to get your own professional witnesses and they have to be approved, and then you do your count and it has to be recorded like by a video guy, and you have to have at least one of your hands, like one of your witnesses' hands, visible on the screen while you're showing the item and counting. And then you also need named photos in same order that they appear in the video. And then you have to have the video edited down. It took 5 of us 12.5 hours to count everything. And the final edit of the video was still 3.5 hours.
And an Excel spreadsheet, right? With
and
the name of the figure and the number when it was clicked.
No, it had to have item name, item description, the name of the photo in the photo album that had to be in order of the video, the timestamp where it appears in the video, and then a thumbnail photo. That's
a lot of work.
So yeah, that was 70 hours to do the spreadsheet alone.
That's crazy.
So from January, by the time we get everything done, I put all my evidence in and everything, because you needed witness statements and you needed a cover letter and you needed promo photos and stuff like this. I put it all in on May 14th and then sat and waited and waited and waited. And finally I got the email September 10th. You've been approved. Congratulations. And then
promptly got us all on a video chat.
Then they sent me this.
Nice.
I've been running around getting it signed. I've got 4 turtles, 2 April O'Neils, and Vanilla Ice.
Oh, Rob, which I didn't even, which we learned today you went to and I didn't. I bailed because I didn't feel like going to go hang out with Rob.
Nice. I do have 2 other questions that just popped up. I hope you don't mind.
Absolutely.
That's not all.
When you're going through your figures, did you say, "Oh, I didn't remember getting this or buying it"? Like new things you found, and then if you do get new items, can you add that to the record? Like, meaning, can you say you have 20 more?
No, because the reason for this was, there was a few discussions that I had, when trying to find the professional witnesses. I was like, I feel like I'm probably, the upper echelon of people when it comes to knowledge on these things, and I know what's custom and this and that. And they were like, we absolutely don't disagree, but you can't be a professional witness for yourself.
Okay.
So, the record is set. I'm not going to do it again. If someone comes along and beats it, that's absolutely cool. I did it first. I got my kind of, spot in TMNT history as the one who put Ninja Turtle collecting in the Guinness book. So, I'm not going to go after it again. Because I'd have to start over completely, because I could sell all of this, buy 2,000 more items, and then be like, now I have, 4,000.
Got it.
whatever. Like, this is the stuff you already seen. I could sell it and buy new stuff, right? I
that makes
haven't
sense.
even been updating the spreadsheet since like I did it and got new stuff, because I have zero interest in doing it again. It's been great. I love it. I was on the front page of the newspaper in my city. I was on the news. I got a cool plaque. Guinness posted a video about me. It's all really cool, but it was never about attention or anything like that. It was about Ninja Turtles wasn't in the Guinness book for collectors, and now it is.
Very cool.
Right?
Which is crazy that it wasn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that people were in there for, and that just like
Turtles been around for 40 years, man. I'm only 44. If it's something like, I don't feed into negativity at all, but I felt a little shift of support coming from TMNT fans and a little less from a few or some of the collectors. You know what I mean? And I've had, screenshots and stuff sent to me. Don't be upset at me because, you didn't think of it before I did.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Because don't be mad at Dave for what Claudio did.
Right. Yeah. Like
Claudio's fault.
I'm a 80s baby. Guinness was like a big deal, but if I was going to do it, I would have thought, like, wait till I get 10,000 pieces. You know what I mean? But, yeah, like, I'm glad I didn't wait, because I would have got 10,000 pieces and only, 3,506 of them would have counted. And that would have been like, God damn it, I could have done this 10 years ago. But, Ninja Turtles been around a long time, and people have been collecting it for a long time. And for nobody to apply, and then all of a sudden everybody's trying to break the record when nobody was trying to set the record, it kind of shows for what it is. And that's all I'll say about it.
You made history. So you made history by being the first. So
what's the criteria for beating you? Like, if someone, like, I would assume if someone's like, hey, I have one more, they're not going to bother. Is it like, don't talk to us if you have 100 more, 200 more? Do you have any of that, like, details? Or
I have no idea. Right?
Because you could have started an arms race. Like, there could be people hot on your tails now.
Yeah, which is completely fine, because I've spoke to extent with a couple of people very close to me, and a couple of them have, definitely, if not more, at least competitive collections with mine in as far as numbers. And I'm not a gatekeeper at all whatsoever. And if these people, and they know who they are, if they listen, they'll know who they are. And if you're listening and you feel like maybe I'm talking about you, if the shoe fits, wear it. But if you would have just came to me and asked the questions that you're trying to ask my friends in a roundabout way, I would have been a professional witness for you, because I'm not a gatekeeper. And all I wanted to do was, once I got approved, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it first, and this is going to be awesome. I love it. I'm excited. It's been really cool, and I've got to do like some cool things similar to the cool things I got to do before, but now it seems a little more important. I'm not an egotistical guy. I'm not, full of myself. I'm just a kid who loved Ninja Turtles and grew up to be a man with, a giant collection, like all of us.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what defines a professional witness? Could I be a professional witness?
A beard. Dave, let them know a beard is required for a professional witness.
I had two guys. One of them ran a vintage toy store for 30 years. So it was his job to know what was real, what was knockoff, what was, worth what was, it was his job to know what the toys were. And the other guy, very well known in the like Comic-Con circuit, Very, you know, he worked at my local comic book store here, you know, very well versed in all of it as well. So that's who I went with.
Okay.
Mhm. Shout out to Dave and Jeff. They endured it, you know, and my cameraman Peter and my wife and, you know, my best friend Paul and my son Brandon, who all, like, you know, it took all of us all of that time. And then in the end, my entire collection was knocked down and all over the place because you have to move every item and hold it up to the camera. You know what I mean? And then when you're in that, once we got around like hour 8, right? The first couple hours, I tried to like put things back, and then I was like, this is going to take a long time. So
Yeah.
then it just became this click, this click, this click. And then I got up the next day, and I was sore. You know how when you do something way too long, all of us are, you know, like 40-ish plus, right? Close to somewhere in around there. Maybe I'm the old guy here, but you know, that can be hard on the hips. So the next day I got up and I'm like, oh, I'm so sore. I need some Advil and some electrolytes. And then I looked at my collection and I was like, no. And it took me like another week and a half to put everything back together. It was terrible.
So Dave, speaking about that, like, so when you're counting and like your toys are over, did that make you want to like rearrange your whole room? Like, okay, I already have it kind of ruined in a way, but like, did it make you want to like, okay, let me move it like how I wanted to move one last time before you start putting everything back?
I think getting everything out and touching everything and seeing everything, I got to kind of start over, you know, where a whole shelf, like I wasn't trying to stand them back up where they were. I would just take everything off and be like, okay, this is kind of how I remember it. And then I'd be like, oh, I have a little more room there. Let me put something else in here. And I actually freed up, I think, like 2 cubes of a Detolf, which are way overfilled now. And I have 3 more Detolfs that are also full. But I get a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff quite often, but there's a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff to get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When
Are
they
you like
when
me,
you were
where you're
talking
like,
about,
oh, go ahead, Cody.
no, you're fine. You can go. I was just
I'll say,
curious,
are you-
like when they talk about what like counts, when you're saying it had to be like licensed worldwide, so that means something. If something was only licensed in like America or Canada, it doesn't count to the collection.
So it has to be commercially available, officially licensed worldwide. Some of the like Comic-Con exclusives aren't really Comic-Con exclusives now, but you know, I think it was like 2000 and maybe 12 and before, you actually had to go to the Comic-Con and you could buy it only there. That didn't count. You know, now they have like the pre-drops, like with their con exclusives, and you can order it anywhere in the world. And you know, you can order that 4-pack, and then it still only counts as one item.
Right. I think that the one thing you brought up that might have been glanced over is that when you do comics count, but only cover A counts.
Cover A is the main, like, massively released, right? And yeah, I'm a Kevin Eastman fan, and I go after cover B, which is always the Kevin Eastman cover, which I guess isn't as massively released. And then, you know, you got your retail incentives that aren't massively released at all, right? So it was a lot of very, you know, very, very strict guidelines. And anybody who,
which is kind of silly, but I get it.
Right. Well, it has to be, you know, like I'm here in Canada, in a country, like I can drive an hour and a half and be in America, right? It has to be as fair to me or you guys that got Target right down the street as it is to, you know, a kid in Guatemala or Australia or, you know, and anywhere in the world. It has to be something that they could also order online or walk into a store and buy.
Right.
The area specific stuff I think was a little bit kind of extra because you know, in this day and age you can order things.
Yeah, because you can import stuff fairly easy. But if you had to import it, for instance, does that not count?
I mean, I didn't really have anything. I didn't count any. Like I said, I took out my Mexican McDonald's toys. I took out my
Machine.
soda cans, right? Because they were area specific. So they
Interesting.
fell under that criteria, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And the Australian cans are cool. Like, so I mean, that's crazy that you have to take
the
those
guidelines and like instructions in it, 38 pages. And I'm not talking like 38 pages of like, you know, here's a picture and a little bit of words. Like it was 38 pages of words. And with lots of guidelines and lots of like, you know, you got to do this and you have to do this in a specific order, and this video and the photo album with each photo named, the name of the item has to be in order with the spreadsheet and
I feel like they do that on purpose also to discourage people, because I can only imagine how many people are like, I have the world's biggest collection of used mattresses in my basement, and like try to go forward, you know what I mean? And like they probably use that to, like, I'm being serious, like they probably use that to discourage people from like constantly almost, you know, abusing the opportunities, you know.
I have the biggest collection of used mattresses in my basement. Is the most serious.
I don't know, man. That's what I want.
I've ever heard somebody say.
That's Gary. That's what Gary's going for. That's what he's
Dude,
been.
people always throw out their mattresses and throw them to the curb. You know, there's probably a guy out there who's just like, I'm gonna collect them. I don't know.
I mean, you can say it's you, Gary. Like, there's no shame. Nobody's judging you. Like, it's a very specific example, is all we're saying, Gary. It's very, very telling.
I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but Ronan is downstairs howling, and it's driving me nuts because he's super.
No, it's not.
No, we don't hear anything.
Little Ronan, yeah, he's a little pain in my butt. April went to Disney today. I dropped her off at the airport this morning, so it's just me and the dogs, and I had to put him in his cage while I was doing this, so I didn't want him chewing up everything downstairs. He's still a baby. He's down there howling.
For the record, I've seen Gary's basement. 0 used mattresses.
He shifts them to a different room for when he gets them.
When I come over, he's like, "Get rid of the mattresses. I don't want David to feel weird."
Yeah.
One of my favorite flexes from like 10 years ago, I thought was the biggest flex, was the fact that I bought a $6,000 mattress for my bedroom.
Ooh.
And still have it, but I'm a one mattress kind of guy. But anyway, one thing that we did want to go over, which is something that Dave and I spoke about today, is we wanted to go through some of the comments on the Guinness. Hey, what's up, Georgie? On the other side, look at that little idiot. So I wanted to go over the comments on YouTube. What some people are saying, and we'll respond, and we'll see how the support is, and we'll see how the negativity is. Now, I did a quick skim earlier, and it was pretty positive, which is a positive. But I do know there's some spicy ones in here.
YouTube, there's probably, like, if you could see it, YouTube auto hides the really terrible stuff, so there's probably even more than you don't know.
Yeah, this has top comments. I'm gonna see if we can go through newest first. But like, as we can see, this is Dave with the bull airs.
Nice.
Always with the bull airs.
The best. So one of my favorite ones, because I get this one all the time, very, very top. Not a speck of dust. He keeps it perfectly clean. Cool. Which I can say Dave does keep the collection very clean.
That is partially between me and my friend Billy, who is a fantastic house cleaner and housekeeper. And she comes over, and especially before we did all the photos and everything, we went through and cleaned up really, really well.
Yeah.
So
it is very clean. I don't clean mine. Everyone's like, that must be a pain in the ass to dust. It's like, well, it's not when you don't dust it, baby. Light back. Leave it dusty. I'm serious because like a lot of people know, like they've seen my walls, like everything is posed, and I pose it for us. I pose them like very well to where they're not going to fall. But if I like when I'm taking toy photos, I always buy extras now because if I take it off the shelf and then put it back, it falls. So most of the figures have been up there for 3 years now. So I don't like touching it. But anyway, that's what she said. We got Cowabunga. Close enough. Let's see, translate to English. Still the same thing.
Nice.
Cowabunga.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think the word cowabunga could describe this radical collection. Someone's trying to get a key to your heart. Let's see what we got. I like the little stories. I found my Donatello from 1992 the other day. Haven't seen it in years, and probably the only action figure I have left after an ex lost all of my others years ago. I gave it to my 5-year-old son, and what a weird feeling that was. I remember the day I got that toy, and now I'm giving it to my son who loves turtles too. Hopefully lasts another generation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And as long as he doesn't like melt it for a TikTok video, it probably will last through all kinds of generations. Playmates made the vintage stuff pretty durable.
Yeah. I don't know if I've told the story here on our podcast, but when I was a teenager, I was very destructive. And I was a skateboarder. I've skateboarded for 18 years. And I was like, middle of it during my teenage years. And what I would do is I'd put my turtle toys on my skateboard, jump on the other side and fling them up in the air and break them. I mean, looking back at it, like, holy crap, what an idiot. But what ended up happening is my grandmother took all of my turtle toys, put them in plastic trash bags, and I came home from school one day. She goes, I'm donating them. All you're doing is breaking them. And the only ones that I had left was in one of those. You remember those toy chests that had all the pictures on the side? There's a Turtles one, and they had like Nintendo ones and all that. The only things I had left were like what was still in there, and it was like a couple of Turtles, and I think like maybe a Raphael, which is like my favorite one. Growing up, obviously Raph's my favorite, so I was able to keep that, thankfully. But I don't even think she donated them. I think she threw them all out. And I was a spoiled ass kid, so I had everything. Like I got everything. All gone. Everything was just
You had Scratch.
thrown. You know what? I'm going to amend. So I had everything up until the super rare stuff because I was one of those kids that got in the Power Rangers in '94 and then stopped buying Turtles. And then when the live action came out with like Venus de Milo and stuff, I got those Turtles, but that undercover sets with Scratch and then Scratch and Hotspot and all those, like the 93, 94 stuff, I was really falling out of it. So I didn't have that, but everything else before that, like all the Mini Mutants, God, I love the Mini Mutant stuff, but I had everything. I was absolutely spoiled. It sucked. I lost everything. So here I am as an adult buying it all again. So what else we got? We got someone says get the pinball machine. Dave, don't get the pinball machine.
I do not have room. I had the 1-Up arcade, and I sat there looking at it one day, and I was like, they make a tabletop version of this. If I sold that, I could fit 2 Detolfs in the spot that thing is in and fit a lot more turtles. And that's what I did. And I have the tabletop arcade literally like right here.
There, yeah, exactly. I love this one. IDW Publishing themselves.
Yes.
Says, wow, we love this collection. We would love it even more if it had some comics. So let's add to it. If you can never have too many TMNT classics. Please let us know how we can get in contact with Dave Fawcett. Dave, tell them the funny story about this.
I've actually done collab posts with IDW on Instagram, so I screenshot that comment and I sent it to them on Instagram and was like, "You already found me," and we've been talking. They're gonna send me some stuff, but I do have like 7 long boxes of TMNT comics in my collection.
Yeah, I love this one. Yeah, the crazy collection, but hope his house is fireproof. As someone that has been to Dave's house, not all houses are fireproof, but Dave lives in a very nice house. He lives in a community. and I'm sure you don't have to worry about any fire, especially in Canada, because it snows and rains so much, like here in New York.
I have good insurance in case that ever happens.
There you go. Hey, Dave, going back to the pinball machine. do you have this?
I do have that. There's two versions, a Canadian one and an American one. I have both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Just curious.
You should invite Vanilla Ice over. He'd love your collection.
I have invited Vanilla Ice over, and he said if he is ever close enough in my area, he would definitely love to come over and see it. He's seen lots of pictures and videos and asks me about it every time that I see him.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
Rob is a friend of Dave's. He has performed with him a couple of times, right? It's been a few times. So definitely something that can happen. It will probably happen at some point.
I was just with him on Sunday.
Yeah. I love the
Correct me
guy.
if I'm wrong,
I think he likes TMNT.
Didn't you give like Vanilla Ice an action figure of himself or something?
I did, yeah. Mo2 Customs, whose real name is Jason, made a custom Vanilla Ice figure, and I had bought one from him. And then the first time I met Vanilla Ice, I brought it and was like, "Can you sign this for me?" And he was like, "Where did you get this? It's super cool." I said, "It's a custom I made." And Rob asked if I could get him one. So I was like, absolutely. So I messaged the guy and said, "Hey, Vanilla Ice would like one of the figures." And he said, "I'll make them, and I'll make a couple and send them to you, and you can give them one as long as you get another one signed and send it back to me." So there's 2 signed Vanilla Ice figures, 3 in the world, because I also raffled one off to raise money for a friend of mine who had cancer.
I remember that.
So there's 3 in the world. One is, I think it's over in Sweden. The one right here in my cabinet, and the one Jason Mo2 Customs, he made them, so he has one.
Yep. And then I did. Evan Henson made one that was NECA scale that he did. And we gave that to Rob when we gave him his shoes, because he has shoes from Bolairs. He has Ninja Wrap shoes. So we gave him that. And it's funny, after Dave did all this whole story, Dave texted me or called me, and you're just like, "Yo, Rob wants a figure. Like, why isn't NECA doing a figure?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So I texted Trevor, and Trevor was like, "Yeah, well, we talked to their management. Their management just, really not trying to disclose a lot, but like, I just lost it there. I'm back. Overvalued. Like, it was like way too much money. It wasn't going to work out. So I got Rob in touch with Trevor directly about a year ago at this point. So I don't know if a deal was ever made, but we talked about it on that podcast like a while back that I made that connection. So
nice. Hopefully it comes out.
I mean, that's really one of the few we're missing from Secret of the Use. So
exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're still waiting on that Paige Turco.
Paige. Yeah, the Paige thing. Yeah, that's
too.
I don't know what's going on with that. I'm trying to scroll. I'm trying to see if we've got any spicy ones here. Because with a lot of this stuff, you've got the normal people that, when I say normal people, let's backtrack that. You got the jerks that don't understand that collecting's huge, and they want to make negative comments about cool stuff like this because all they've got going for them is football usually. So let's keep going. Everybody's super positive. Grew up on the cartoon in the first 3 movies. Love it. Like, everybody's super like that's the weirdest thing about this is that, like, Dave said that, like, he has seen negative comments, so we're hoping to find some in this, and like everybody's just like, "Yo, this is sick." It's awesome. I love this one. He even has a complete Toxic Crusader set on the left. You've got the whole Toxie set from Playmate.
Yeah. Well, they were so close to Turtles. I had to.
They fit right in. Yeah, I had a pizza shooting truck, and it was the ace but deadly for my family members. I could definitely feel that. That was me. The pizza thrower, loved it. It was my favorite one. I did a video on. It's my favorite vehicle of all time that they've ever done. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. No one's like being a jerk.
There's a lot of new comments on here since the last time that I looked.
Dude, did you luck out having a wife with the same hobby? Which you did. Deb loves Star Wars, man.
Yeah. I know there was a question that somebody was asking what my wife collects. It's Star Wars and expensive autographs. Like the price gap between Ninja Turtle autographs and Star Wars autographs. Holy moly.
So the way that Dave's house is, so I want to preface this. I'm going to flatter. Dave has a really goddamn nice house, right? Dave has a beautiful home, and you walk in and you've got like a nice little foyer with like turtles, and then to the left is his living room, but that's the turtle area. It's all turtles. And then as you go into the kitchen, which is a giant open kitchen with a dining room, it's all Star Wars, like figures, standees, props, replicas. Like it's all Star Wars in his kitchen, and then the whole rest of his house is just like a normal adult house.
No, we have a Nightmare Before Bedroom Christmas, or Nightmare Before Christmas bedroom.
Oh,
Nightmare Before Bedroom Christmas.
well, I wasn't lucky enough to see that, Dave.
Yeah, and in the basement we've started what we call the nostalgia room, but you'll have to see that next time you come up.
Yeah, when I was there, it was just like a couple like chairs and like recliners, a TV, and a recording studio. Like it was pretty straightforward.
Now we got the big 2 TV and a Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's getting retro down there.
Yeah. Is this what happened to the I Like Turtles meme kid? Awesome collection.
No,
that could be your Halloween costume. Just paint your face white with black. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. I'm jealous. This is sick collection. This person's got a Ninja Turtles icon, retro Kremple. I was thinking that too. Your wife is capital W.
That would be it. That would be a win.
Capital. There you go. I Like Turtles kid grew up so fast.
That's funny.
You grew up so fast, Dave. Yeah, my son asked me if we can go to your house. My husband's mom kept all his TMNT toys, and he plays with them now and loves them. So you got someone else come over and see your collection.
I would rather come over to your house and see what toys your kid got.
So you can add to your collection.
Yes, add to your collection.
I know what ones are in my house. I want to see your turtle toys.
Now you're forced to complete the upcoming Magic the Gathering TMNT set.
I was looking at that. I'm probably gonna buy. I like to have a representation of most things. Like, against my own better judgment, I even bought one of the Playmates Cobra Kai things, and I'll probably get one of the Godzilla toys just to have a representation of each thing. I'll buy like one box of Magic the Gathering, but I have a friend who plays Magic the Gathering and was like, man, this is going to be so hard to track them all down. I'm like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
When I was so much work, you know how much vintage bubblegum cereal and toothpaste I can buy from 1999 with the money it would cost me for those cards?
Right. When I was at New York Comic Con, you had me on a task to find you like a flyer, which I could not find. But one thing I was able to find and I could not procure is they announced the Turtles NTG set there, and outside they had a pizza truck giving out like Turtles themed pizza, but it came in a specialty pizza box it was Magic the Gathering themed, that beautiful artwork on it, but it was like a 2.5 hour wait to get it, and it was like super cold pizza. But that was not the point. I was trying to get you the box, and I was working, so I couldn't do it. But I was trying to get you this cool ass box. I almost like snuck in and took it from somebody else that was like had it at their booth, which is totally a no-no. But like I wanted it so bad.
He's always trying to get me the box.
Always. I need that jersey. That is a good jersey. He is correct. Whoever this person is.
This one's retired now and just is now the back of my chair.
It is. That one, yeah. I drove the Buffalo because we had a convention 4 weeks ago, and I gave you a box of jerseys that I had in the office. It's like, this is it. It's all I got. Let's see. Here's a good one. Let's answer this one. How do you feel about the newer stuff? As soon as the turtles got cell phones, I was disappointed. They don't need to be in school and they don't need cell phones. I was born in 84 and I've been a lifelong turtle fan. My little boy is just over 2 years old and he's already obsessed. And I'm going to interrupt. That's why they are the way they are. This exact statement.
Yep.
So
I was
no need to be disappointed.
I've said many times that as a lifelong Ninja Turtle fan, and also somebody, this will be another question down or comment down here. So I have 5 children. So I have kind of like a child for each iteration of Turtles. And you get your diehards who are like, if it isn't the first cartoon or the movies, I don't want nothing to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Ninja Turtles, the writing, the animation, and the content has evolved to match with the children of that generation. Because realistically, it's children's cartoon, it's a children's property, and it's staying alive, and all these things are happening because it is changing and not just staying the exact same.
Yeah. And we've got someone in the party wagon. We've talked about it as well. Who was literally grew up with 03 Turtles. So Nick is young enough to where we're the 87 Turtles. His were the 03 Turtles. So he comes from a different generation. Turtles don't exist without the multiple iterations. I don't like the cell phones and the school stuff either, but that's what people like. Or that's like a trendy thing now. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. So that's the way it is. I thought the movie was great. I watched one episode of Tales and I didn't like it. So that's just me. That's just me, but I still think it's awesome. I still buy the stuff. I still buy the figures. I think it's cool. It's cool as hell. But yeah, I like this guy's comment. What about the newer stuff? I mean, you buy some of the newer stuff. But you're just saying with the Godzilla crossover. I bought the Raphael. Yeah. So and I'll probably end up getting you a Raphael so you can have it. Because I went to a Target yesterday that had 3.
My guy. I went to a Target on Sunday. I only went to one Target. They didn't have any.
Yeah. And so, as he said earlier, there's no Targets in Canada. So he has to drive to the U.S. to go to Target. Let's see what else we got. I want a life-size April statue. Let's translate that to English. Same thing, capitalize A. Perfect. Thank you. I always like to hit that. I always like to see what the translation is, to see what it's picking up on. When always complain, your wife says you have too much. She's right. Wait. What wife? It's probably inherited from your mom who moved into a nursery home so that you would have more space for what your deceased dad called dolls.
Jesus.
That person really went in and forgot the spell check. And they edited it.
So, my wife would never tell me I have too much stuff, because then I could tell her she has too much stuff, and that would be our first argument we ever had. And I inherited it from my mom, who moved into a nursery home. Nope, my mom also has a very nice house of her own, and I couldn't tell you if my father was deceased because I don't know anything about him.
So there it is. He is a huge TMNT collector because he has daddy issues. That is what happened. No,
Exactly.
I will say, speaking of, this is really, really funny. I don't mean to embarrass Dave. Dave, when I found out that Dave actually was a grandfather, I was like, no, you're fucking not. No, Dave is a grandson. He's awesome. And he's super awesome. But yeah.
He's the only one of the kids that likes Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
He has his own little, he'll come in here and not touch a thing. He's only 3 years old, and he has his 2 little turtle head buckets full of half shell heroes and little McDonald's toys and stuff. And there's a little ride-on thing, and he'll just come in, pour them on the floor, and play with those and not touch another thing.
God, I can't believe he's already 3. That's insane.
Yeah.
They do, people say, I know Steven has kids. I don't know about Carlos. I know Cody doesn't have kids. Cody's a freaking loser. I'm joking. No,
Jesus. How come Carlos didn't get that? What the fuck?
I talked to Cody enough where I would know. Cody gets in enough arguments with people online that I know that no kids exist because he has more time to argue with people than to take care of his.
Fair.
Same, dude. Same. But yeah, when Dave told me, he's like, yeah, my daughter's having a kid. And I thought he was messing with me. I was like, no, what are you talking about? Because like, when you think about a lot of this, like, honestly, this is a weird thing. It's like, we look at all of our parents and their parents, or you look at stuff from the 80s or 70s and like how old, this is like a thing that we like, it's talked about a lot. Like there's like a, talking about like the perception of like what's considered old. And like, look at all of us in our late 30s and 40s and early 40s or whatever. And like, we're like fucking 17 years old right now. Like the way that our like our interests are very immature, but are like, obviously we're where we're at because we're very mature. But like, it's crazy how
we're mature enough to make adult money so we can buy all the toys we want.
Yeah. When we talked about this before, when I went to my my 20-year high school reunion, I'm not going to be like a conceited jerk, but like I was like I wasn't the most popular. Like everybody wanted to talk to me because like I have long hair and a beard. I'm wearing like a weird like Turtles t-shirt, and like some people knew about what I do, and people were just like, I just got 2 kids and work a daytime job. You're like awesome. Like this is cool. Like everybody kept like asking me what I was doing, and it was just kind of weird because like you go back 20 years, like right, and like someone that's at their 20-year reunion there was probably like a Star Wars fan, and they probably got made fun of. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the idea of collectors is just so crazy now. So yeah, that kind of went off on a tangent, but I'm sorry. Cool Pokemon. I want to ask him if he plays Magic the Gathering, so that guy hopefully watches this and gets an answer. I wonder if he's seen the 1990 movie. Probably not, Dave.
There was one in 1990.
Yeah, I love this one because you do, right? Do you still have your OG turtle? And you do. You have your original turtle figure that you were given. You mentioned in this video.
I have my soft head Donnie. So it's funny because my like turtles and good guys, all my childhood toys, are in pretty good shape because it was always just the bad guys getting beat up. Like the turtles could never lose. So some of my like bad guys are either in rough shape or I've replaced them because they were in real bad shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still have 2, 3, I don't know, 3.5 cabinets of all my original Playmate stuff.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
For anybody reading this, the John of the Dead once again says, I was an a-hole with my toys when I was younger. I got super destructive and basically Sid from Toy Story, which is what I was saying I was when I was doing that. Like I beat the hell out of them.
Like Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, that's just obsession. Well, obsession's not always a bad thing.
Right? I like to call it organized hoarding.
So had to be a Canadian. Hey. Well, nothing good's coming out of the U.S. right now, so we'll take it. Child me greatly envies him. Well, I mean, adult. This person as an adult could. Let's see. He just goons to April O'Neil all the time.
There was a pretty funny you've met Renee, right?
Yeah.
Her and I are very good friends, and she can be a little spicy. Sweetest woman in the world, but when it comes to like her friends, somebody made a comment, it was on Instagram, I think, and there's an adult film star that goes by April O'Neil on Instagram that has a lot of followers, and someone like tagged like, oh, I thought this was going to be like this April O'Neil, and she came on there and like she replied and she was like, yeah, sorry to disappoint you, you got the classy one instead. I was like, ooh.
We responded in real time here. It says he definitely doesn't have kids. This will be destroyed. He has 5 kids and 1 grandkid.
Yep. All my kids, they you know, I have really good kids. They do good in school, and they have much better lives than the life that I grew up with, and that was my entire intent. But they like their video games and stuff. They really don't care too much about collectibles and toys.
Yeah. Yeah. I met him.
Yet.
That's accurate. You know,
I have definitely beat the seaweed level on NES. The 2003 version is the best one.
You like that one?
Debatable.
It's a good one.
It's great in its own way. Story wise, the 2012 one is absolutely a great cartoon. If you watch
I agree.
the series,
Correct. That's the correct opinion. It's the best
Yeah,
one.
that's exactly where I'm at. 2012 is the best. It retold 87 stories. It did a better job at telling them. And the pacing was better. Obviously, animation was digital, but it was still better. It was like they knew that us adults were going to watch it, and that's. I mean, I love 87's aesthetic, but 2012 was just it's just better. They just such a good time.
This one comment here, am I the only one wondering how much all of that costs? I never ever asked anybody like, what is this worth? You know what I mean? Like, unless you're my insurance agent, you need absolutely no idea what my collection is worth or what it costs. And I don't know why everyone would or anyone would ever think that that would be information that I would disclose.
And on top of that, like, people also need to understand, like, you've been doing this a long time before stuff blew up. Like, so
Right.
you're not paying top dollar for a lot of this stuff. But
No,
I mean,
I got my Channel 6 news van like at a garage sale 15 years ago for $20. Like,
right.
you know.
Right. And then on top of that, I know it's a good one. Hopefully people don't take this the wrong way. When you're nice to people, they give you good deals on things. They offer you good deals on things. I mean, I don't remember how much, but I know you got a hotspot for a decent deal because you sent it here.
Yeah.
It was still expensive, but it was, hotspot. So people need to understand, like, you've been doing this a long time. So it's not
hotspot pay for itself. My original hotspot I found at Value Village for like $4 and a bag of Paw Patrol toys.
Yeah.
And I had another collector friend that like hotspot was never like nostalgic really for me. So I had another collector friend that was all about it. So I sold it to him, like not for a lot of money at all. I was like, here, just like, take it. And then I seen another one pop up in the Cool Kids Club, and I was
we don't talk about that.
Right?
No, I'm just joking. Every time I bring it up, I get
eyeliner. Hey,
I love that. Is he wearing eyeliner? I've never what like. You got JD Vance over here.
I'm just pretty.
Please and thank you. I love the $100 and I'll take your entire collection off your hands for you, dude. That's a deal. Talking about money, $100.
Damn. Is that US? Because that could be like that
145, dude. Do you have Leonardo? It's a good one.
No.
Please answer. How do you dust? Everybody wants to talk about your dusting here.
You have no idea how often that I need to make a whole reel and be like, hi guys, my name is Dave. I have a lot of things in my room and sometimes dust gets on them. So I call a housekeeper.
I love Pokemon Scalper. 313, me and my Poke girlfriend after we stole 20 ETBs on release. So something that 313. Friends with laughing emojis. Well, I got some news for this man.
I have a lot of friends.
Yes, Dave and I are in a position where we need to start reducing friends because we have too many friends. No, we love everybody.
Gary, is that what you're doing to me? You're reducing me? Come on.
No, I did that months ago. Dude farted.
He's got an American flag as his profile picture, so
yeah,
that's all we need to know.
And his name is English. What is this? Idolatry? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, one of God's.
One of God's 10 commandments.
I think he thinks maybe I idolize. I don't idolize anybody. I just collect things that make me happy and enjoy my life.
Yeah. I mean, also, you know, I'm never mind. I had a joke. I'm not doing it. Because they have an anime thing, and I was gonna make a funny joke. Bros stayed 8 years old for life.
That's not
12.
a bad thing.
Same height too.
12. Yep. Also 12.
Let's see what the reply is on that one. You must still be 8 with that PFP listening to Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang is forever though.
Yeah, Wu-Tang is forever. I've been doing a deal with Wu-Tang for work, and they're incredibly awesome. You should become a shop. Someone just goes, anyone else think this is the worst comment they've seen on YouTube in many years? And he just replies with no. Thanks. Does he get paid for this?
You do not get paid to get a Guinness World Record. There is no money involved.
This one got me. I've seen this. Guys, you never played the best TMNT, by the way, promotion video game ever, Raid Shadow Legends. Dave, you could have had a Raid Shadow Legends paid promotion in this video and banked on it, get paid for it.
That's true.
Once again,
Raid Shadow Legends, the name of the game on floppy disk.
Yeah. I love Cowabunga divorce, and when you translate it to English, it's divorce is inevitable.
That's funny.
That's incredible. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Cowabunga divorce. Divorce is inevitable.
That's
don't eat frog meat or swicky.
Okay.
Okay, weirdo. From this thing. Do you have children? Yes. G.I. Joe is still better. You're a fucking loser. Dude, grow up. You're like, now we're getting into the spicy ones because no one cares about these. They're at the bottom. You're like 50. He's famous. You're not.
I'm 44. Mid 40s, not 50.
This comment could have 0 likes. You were wrong, buddy.
I see comments like that on things all the time. Like that's clever engagement, I guess.
Yeah, but still to freaking bottom. Fuck that guy. Here's another one. Oh my gosh, you had to count each and every one of those. My phone doesn't even have a storage space to take a pic off each counter click.
I actually had to use 2 phones. It wasn't a space issue. One of them died. And I'm like, well, we can't wait, 35 minutes for the phone to charge. So go get me the other phone.
I will say, as a close friend, you need to upgrade your damn phone.
Right.
Your frame rates, man. You were running like 24 frames a second on videos. Let's get that boy a Z Fold 7.
No, he's got an iPhone probably. He's a smart
he does
man.
not. He does not. He's an adult male. He does not have an iPhone.
Yeah. My wife has an iPhone.
Yeah, as she should. Guinness World Record for biggest nerd.
I would rock that plaque almost as proud as this one.
This is Sluntman Poe. More like Slut Man. Jeez, what a jerk.
Got big baby, grow up. No, you can't make me.
So he is idiot or what? Just a man with a passion. Nothing wrong with that. We're gonna guys get an updo right there. Give him an updo. Yeah, these are the ones that you're saying we're being here somewhere. You like girls. Now we're getting to the spicy.
Right. I like women.
Oh, this guy's not wrong. Upvote that. I hate the way Canadians say out.
out. Am I saying it different than you're saying it?
Out. He must be living alone. I had a decent complete TMNT toy and comic collection until I let my kids play with them.
Well, that was your first mistake right there. I would let my kids play with them, but they have zero interest. I think it's oversaturation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the world over children starve and die of preventable disease. Imagine being known as the TMNT guy in hell. Well, they can starve and die if they want. You're in Canada with free healthcare, baby. Move to Canada.
My children are fed well. Other people's children are not my issue. But I do a lot of charity things to raise money. I was actually just organizing a thing today for a charity event because, less fortunate children is kind of like a soft spot for me being where I came from.
Yep. I know, and I know the story. So everybody, without having to get into details, Dave is not privileged. Dave worked to get where he is. So, I love where did I just see one?
This is so dumb.
Yeah, with DUM, right?
Can we?
I think that's it. That's the end. No one else is commenting. Man-child, LOL. You wish you had a world record, loser. That's the kind of sass I want to see.
I like it when troll accounts troll accounts. And why is this so dumb? Not have the translate to English option?
I don't know, because it's this guy, Henry Rainio. No subscribers. Who's going to subscribe to that balding faux hawk? So anyway, now that we're done making fun of people, I'm glad we went through this. That was fun stuff.
Nice.
Steven, remove my screen. What are you doing? Get on top of this.
Done.
So, fellas.
So what you guys have for dinner? No.
Burrito.
What do we got? Anything else going on? Do we just
my non-existent wife went into my tiny kitchen in my grandmother's basement where I live and made me chicken Alfredo pasta.
Ooh, that sounds good.
The non-existent wife.
Mm-hmm.
Who rules, by the way?
Yes.
Deb rules. Deb doesn't get seen enough in Dave's videos, but she definitely makes her rounds at conventions.
Yeah. Well, she sits at my table while I make rounds at conventions, but
yeah, there's that. And like, it's funny because when we met up in Buffalo, you were so surprised to see April out. Yeah. Because she doesn't support this shit at all that I do. She's like, I'm staying home.
I've seen April 5 times, and 3 of them are because I went to her house. So,
dude, the first time, this is funny. Like, there's an on-running joke that April doesn't exist because, like, Dave came and April doesn't like people. She's an introvert, so she stayed in the bedroom the whole time he was here.
Damn.
Respect.
Was it like the second or third time you came, Dave? And like she was sitting in bed, and like I just opened the door, and you guys said hi and goodbye to her. And I was like, "See, she exists. She's real."
Right? She likes us now. We paid our dues.
So this is a real thing, and we're gonna get real for a second. This isn't turtle related. Does anybody else have this thing? Like, so the reason she is like that is because everybody that she ever like is friends with or knows always for some freaking reason like brings drama to her life, and she's like, I don't have time to deal with this. Like, there's always something going on. There's always some BS. So, like, she just tries to not talk to anybody. She goes, fuck everyone. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Do you guys ever have you know anybody like that, or any of you like that? I know Steven has 0 friends. Are you like that, Steven?
Yeah.
I'm joking, Steven. I'm joking.
Is the drama.
Yeah,
that was wrong. I'm sorry, dude.
I'm the drama, but yeah, no, I have multiple friends, but yeah, I have a good village.
I have multiple friend. One friend with multiple personalities. No.
I have no friends that collect actually, which is annoying, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all of my friends are like that collector. You guys like all the internet things.
Right.
Like,
well,
Well, there's Tom at the office, and then Brendan, who I hear walking around out there. He collects weird vinyls of like weird trolls with like vaginas as their stomachs. Hell yeah. You hear him? He said, "Hell yeah!" Here he is. Look at him, Brendan. Brendan is our shipping manager for Bull Airs.
He's going down to the basement to start counting the used mattresses.
He lives on my 3rd floor.
Hey, that's
but yeah, it's just such a weird transition. I don't know if anybody else has that situation. But that's why she's like that. If anybody ever wonders why I'm always alone doing things, it's because she doesn't want the drama, and she straight up just says, "I don't want to deal with anybody else's bullshit."
I absolutely relate to that. You know, I've worked hard for everything that I have in my life, and I've had goals, and I'm, you know, accomplishing them. Something that we didn't talk about is like, I've been in school for the last year. I'm in school until February for graphic design and digital marketing. I decided to go back to college after like 25 years, and I have a 96% grade point average, you know, and I got my Guinness World Record, and I have my beautiful collection, and I have a beautiful life. And a lot of these things are because I support people, but I also don't get into any bullshit, and I can't waste my time feeding into people or negativity or anything that doesn't feed my inner peace. So I'm a nice guy. I'll help anybody, you know, like I know me and Cody have talked before. Carlos, I don't know, like if you guys had your Instagram names on here, I might be able to recognize you guys better. But I help people, I talk to people, I'll give people advice on all kinds of things, but I feed into no negativity. Like I'm the guy that if Cody was like, man, that freaking Steve guy, I'd be like, sounds like something you need to say to him. You know what I mean? And just shut down the conversation completely. I don't feed into it, you know. And when you are happy and you are doing things that are happy, it's really hard for people who aren't. And the hate that they try to project on you has literally nothing to do with you and a lot to do with them. So remember that next time, you know, somebody's trying to troll you or really trying to get to you, use that energy towards something that is going to help progress yourself and your own cause and your own wants before you waste even 5 minutes, you know, feeding into their negativity.
Exactly. And that's why I don't comment in the party wagon as much anymore. Because everybody's so goddamn negative.
Facebook is a very like toxic place. I keep my personal Facebook very kind of personal. You know what I mean? Some of the collector thing for a while, like I didn't even put my name out there, but then once Guinness did, I'm like, well, I guess I can't just be Dave the TMNT collector anymore because now my last name is everywhere. So
yeah,
I wasn't hiding anything. It was just I didn't think it was really anybody's business. I'm cool with being a turtle guy.
Yeah, turtle right? Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also turtle guy in the public for some reason.
Right? You're sneaker Jesus, bro.
I am also sneaker Jesus.
I'm also Randall over here.
I'm also a guy that can compose really well worded NECA customer service emails, right, Cody?
Really well worded. That's exactly how somebody would describe it.
You're the voice of the voiceless, Gary.
Ooh.
You mean the voice of the asshole emailers?
I mean, you get results, so why not?
I showed for the record, I showed Cody the email that I sent that got a response. So I screenshot it because Cody made a comment, and then someone else said something. I do like that person who made a comment. But then like it was like a whole thing, and I was like, I just want to show you, Cody, the email. It is the first time I've ever emailed from my work account because I was at work when I did it, and I was just wanted to type it up. And he was just like, "Oh, using the Bull Airs clout." Like,
I mean, I do, because I've seen a lot of people's emails, and the standard response is like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll ship it to you eventually." That's like the most stock one. So it is unusual to get like, "Oh, here's a tracking number for the rest of your order." So
yeah.
does I'm a big shot at Bull Airs help? I think so.
I actually got how would you? You're not gonna see it. How would you rate the experience for Jane? I got that in here.
I've got those.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
doing that a lot lately.
No, but like for real, I usually email from my personal account because that's the one tied to my thing, tied to my actual orders. But like I do want to go over this real quick. This is unrelated to Dave. But when I send emails, maybe this helps people. I don't know. It literally just had like the subject line says my name dash order. What's up, Georgie? What's up, bud? What's up, fat man? So I do my name and then the order number. That's my subject line. That's it. This one specifically said this. So my point of this one was because I kept seeing everybody bring it up, and I was like, I'm having the same issue. Let me see if I can get information. So my exact words, I'm gonna read it verbatim. Cody can be my witness because he read it. It says, greetings. Hope all is well. I know that you've gotten emails about this as I see questions arising within the community. Sorry, my community. I personally am curious to this situation myself as it pertains to my order. I ordered the 2012 bundle and received Shredder and Mikey a few weeks back. Recently, I got an email saying the rest had shipped, but utilized the same tracking number. In my account, it shows fulfilled. However, when I click all of my informed deliveries via USPS, UPS, and FedEx, there's nothing inbound. Shipment email was received on October 15th. Now, let me break that down. My first thing was like hit them with the greetings. I always do that because like I'm in a good mood. That kind of leads you on to like you're not going about the yell. You're not about to yell at them. I also tried to make it so I would like to get an answer, and I'm doing it right now with everybody. Is like showing you how it's done to help the community out, because if that can help the community, that reduces their amount of emails. I also let them know that I've already done my due diligence and I've checked all of my tracking apps, USPS, FedEx, and UPS, so that they knew that I actually put some effort into this when I did it. Now, it just happened to be that the day that I emailed them is the same day they shipped them. So they responded one day. I emailed them on a Friday and they responded to me on a Saturday, I think. Hold on, Friday, October 24th, and they responded on the 26th. So Sunday, they responded to me at like 7 p.m. And their exact response was in the party wagon saying, thanks for reaching us. We're sorry we had an issue with the duplicate tracking information. Your TMNT 4-pack figures were shipped separately. Here's your tracking link with the remaining shipment. Thank you for your patience and support. We're excited to complete your set. And this was Jane. So if that can help anybody else in the future, I recommend it. Like,
right now, ladies and gentlemen, right? Try and remember that and writing them an email in all caps that was like, what the hell, motherfucker? I paid you all of this money for these figures and I ordered 5 and you only sent me 2. I want a refund. I want my money back. I want it in PayPal, friends and family, and I want it right now. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, period, is not the way to go.
Yeah. You want to know red flag with people when they lead it off with, I spent my hard-earned cash on this. That is your first red flag that the person you're dealing with is a dipshit. My hard-earned cash.
Not hard-earned cash. It's probably a government check that they get once a month. And that's
I worked very hard at my Valvoline, my local Valvoline. I don't know. I'm just shitting on people that are mechanics. I probably shouldn't do that. Because I need them to fix my cars. So, but yeah, that's just like a thing. Like seriously, like that's why. And I always get responses. If they don't respond,
I've gotten responses.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people's emails. Like I haven't seen a lot of jerk emails, but I've seen a lot of the stock response. So
yeah, well, I've gotten stock responses as well, but like that's at least acknowledgement, right? I haven't had stock responses in a very long time, but whenever I do them like this, where I'm very nice about it and I show them that I've done my due diligence, I always get a good response back.
And have your Bull Air CFO email.
Fuck off.
This is my Tumblr. I call it the secret of the booze, and it's empty, so I'm gonna fill it.
You're good. We're gonna go fill it. We're gonna be wrapping up here soon, anyways. I don't get my little baby boy.
Steven, when did NECA send you your tracking number for the rest of your order?
They actually originally they never sent it.
No, they didn't send it. They didn't send it to anybody. They just shipped that shit out and didn't tell anybody. Well, because what they did, and like we've talked, and I'm gonna preface it for the newbies. I know how shipping works. I have done it. I still continue to do it to help out around my office. Yeah, CFO, but I still fucking do all the shit. I do help with a lot of shipping. I shipped stuff to the NECA lead merchandiser today. So like I still do that kind of stuff, but that's how I get these responses. I bribe them. No. No.
The cool
no.
kids, the cool kids club, you know.
Yeah, no, Holly is amazing. She's awesome. But what happened this is what I think they did. They prepped all the boxes. So everybody got Mikey and Shredder, right? So we all know that these other three were coming. So they probably just prepped the fuck out of all the boxes, right? And they knew everybody's orders and they just marked them all as fulfilled to get them out of the queue. And then they went back in and they just printed all the labels. Like bam, 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 bam. You just got rolls of labels and they just go through and they just slap them all on and get them out the door. They all came UPS. And the first ones came USPS. So they had to have done something. And these came from Wisconsin. My first set came from New Jersey, I think. So I think that my theory of the oversell on Walmart.com, they had to wait for the rest of them to show up and they went to the Wisconsin one. That's what I really think happened is they oversold and had to wait for the rest of the shipments to be allocated and inventory and stocked.
Well, I'm surprised they even shipped the Shredder and Mikey. Usually, you know, like literally said we'll all ship together.
All shipped together, and then they still had to pay more money. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I gotta let people know that like the people that I know don't know the answers. What I will say, and this is like I don't want I've only told Mad Hatter this, and I'm not gonna actually spill the beans. I don't want to say it because I'm sure it'll come out on the news. But I want to reiterate a couple of things here, and this is just because I have friends. I did the same thing with Super 7, and people still came after me. I was really pissed off about that, and you saw what happened, where people lost their jobs. But I want to reiterate, like the owner, right, the person that makes the calls for NECA, like that makes all these huge decisions. He owns like Graceland, Elvis Presley, like he owns the Graceland estate. He is a multi-millionaire, right? He essentially, in my personal opinion, based on the stories, is one of those piece of shit CEOs that does not take care of the people below. So we know customer service needs allocations, right, for money so they can get this proper. But they pay their people like shit, and when people want raises, they essentially get yelled at. So what I'm saying is like everybody, like, you know, my personal friends of like Holly, Randy, Blaine, I'm not name dropping, just letting you know, like just Trevor, Tomaj, and people like that. Like those people that would do this job are like actually people that fucking care. So going after them on the internet is bullshit. They are all pissed off at the people making the decisions above them, and they are just trying to do cool stuff. So the and I hate this. I love Jonathan, but like the NECA boycott bullshit. Yeah, you want to hurt the person above who's doing all that, but it's also one of those things where you're literally hurting everybody doing the job and just trying to keep their job and continue painting toys, because it's not a lucrative job. You don't get paid a lot of money for it, but you get to do what you love. So like that's always my personal takeaway. Like, yeah, fuck the rich, eat the rich. But you do have to realize who you're hurting below that, because they're the same as the rest of us. That's like, I don't know. I have nothing to tell. I have no. I've got nowhere to go with that, because like,
man lost his train of thought.
Point.
Well, no, I don't know where Cody works. I know what Steven does and doesn't know where he works. I don't know where Carlos works, and I know Dave's in school. So like, I don't know. It's like,
I mean, everyone's had a job. Everyone knows how companies work. Where like, the problems are like super well known, and like nobody has the power to fix it that would actually do anything about it.
Yeah, and it's really sad. And like, I don't want that to get anybody in trouble, so I'm not naming any names. The people that have told me have not been named, so we're good there. But those are just like, I hear these stories about things that happened, and it's like, and it just fucking hurts. Like it hurts to see your friends get so much shit when they're like super stoked about painting a figure, You know,
Mm.
like at New York Comic Con, I got to finally sit down and talk with Jeff Trapp and, you know, kind of get to know him a little more. We talked for a long time at New York Comic Con, and like, it's just crazy how much they like what they do and how they're talented, but then people above them just are so disconnected. So
It's all money for them.
yeah, and like this dude's got some freaking money because he owns so many companies and he invests and he created NECA, but he also owns so many other things, and like that Graceland thing, like that's just his moneymaker. The Elvis Presley estate, like he just makes money.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, so that's my fun. You wouldn't be a Party Wagon podcast without my random tangent about me flipping out on something and being mean.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
there you go, everyone. You have to wait till the end for it.
So, like I said before, be positive, not like this guy.
Yeah. You gotta be positive.
Yeah.
Anybody closing statements? We'll wrap this up.
I think Dave said it right. Be positive.
Right. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's fun, man.
appreciate you.
Great talking
man.
to you.
Like,
I'm not a fan
rarity.
I'm not a fan of being interviewed, as you know. I don't know if you all know, but Cody knows I like interviewing people. I don't like being one interviewed. It's an odd thing because my wife was like, for someone who doesn't like to be the center of attention, everything you do seems to make you the center of attention. And I was like, well, it comes with the territory, I guess. Right.
Which is very funny, knowing you, how like kind of reclusive you are. Everybody from the outside, I know for a fact, like that guy's just so full of his own ass. He's so full of shit all the time. It's like you don't want to talk to people. You don't want the attention. You just happen to do cool stuff and get the attention.
I think people that don't know me might take me the wrong way and be like, oh, that guy's an asshole, or he looks like he's an asshole. I'm just chilling over in the corner, like trying to, tolerate the entire situation. Once I open up and I start talking, I'd like to think I'm a pretty nice person, but I don't know. I don't like attention.
He's in the corner on eBay, like, I'm gonna get this fucking scratch.
Cool.
But
very cool.
Yeah, guys. Well, this has been fantastic, and thank you for having me. I don't know where to post it, but I will listen back at one point and be like, oh God, why did I say that?
No, don't watch it. Just watch our old ones. The Party Wagon, which Dave said he's not watched, so he's got a lot of content to catch up on.
Yes, he does.
Did you say 600 episodes?
That was a joke. We're like, it's like 55.
No, we're actually 60.
We're 60. I was close.
Right? Episode 60. Ooh, this is a landmark. Or is this 61?
No, this is actually 60.
Yeah. But we should have timed it to where it was episode 69 to bring him in. It would have been way.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
Hey, the thing. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to stop saying we're wrapping it up and actually wrap it up. I thank you, Steven, Cody, and Carlos for allowing me back on my own podcast. That will continue to be my joke that I was allowed back on my own podcast. I am very busy, so thank you guys. I appreciate it. Anytime you want me back, I'll come talk about stuff. I'm getting time to learn about the Turtles community again and what's going on, so it's super cool. And we'll check you out in probably you'll see me in a couple of weeks again, probably. I don't know, whatever next cool thing happens. So thank you, everyone. Steven, do the thing. Hit the off button. I don't know what you're doing. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. See ya, everyone.
Peace.